up, guys? Letitia here, and I am back again with another video. And on today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I do my knotless box braids. I know that most of you ladies that's watching this video has heard of knotless box braids, and maybe some of you seen how it's done, maybe some of you didn't. But if you didn't, without further ado, I'm going to show you exactly how I do them right here in this video. So before we get started, make sure you do me a favor and you hit that subscribe button, tap that notification bell right next to it, comment, share, and like this video. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so as you can see, most of the braids are done. I did most of them off camera because it's just such a long process that I didn't want to have to do the whole hairstyle on camera. But let me show you guys what type of hair I'm using. I am using the Sensational 3 pre-stretched braid hair. It is 24 inches long, okay? And I have this color here. This is number 30, and I also have a 1B in color. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I separate the hair and how I apply it onto the braid, for the braid. Okay, so, oh, I just dropped that here. Let's go ahead and get some fresh hair off the pack so I can show you guys exactly how it's done. So this is the 1B here. And with doing knotless box braids, you have to separate the hair into pieces. So depending on the size that you want your braid to be, that's how thick the pieces are that you, that's how thick the pieces are going to be that you separate from the whole bundle of hair. So these braids are kind of like, I guess you would consider this as to be like a medium length braid. So I'm going to use 5 pretty thin pieces of hair. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the reason why we're separating the hair like this is because a knotless box braid isn't anything but a feed-in braid. They're feed-ins. So I'm sure some of you probably heard of feed-ins. If you haven't, there's probably a ton of videos that'll demonstrate to you or tell you exactly what a feed-in braid is. So the next thing I'm going to do is part my hair. I usually use a tail comb, but I forgot to bring a tail comb home from the salon. I never have products and tools at home because I hardly ever do my hair at home. So I just decided to do this at home today because I knew I was going to make a video for you guys. So, and this was the only comb that I have here. So I do the part first, but then what I'm going to do is take my shining jam. I have some shining jam, and I'm going to put the shining jam on my hair near the part, right? And repart it. See, with a metal tail comb, this would be much, much better and probably much cleaner. But we're going to see how clean it comes out with this mini afro comb. So after you put the shining jam on the part, then you're going to take the comb and repart it. This way the part is straighter and cleaner. That is what the shining jam does. It helps to create a more straight, neater part. Okay. Wait a minute. Get this right, Tisha. You on camera, girl. This is why I say the tail comb is better. See, with a tail comb, I wouldn't have had to do that part more than one time. I would have just took that metal piece of the metal part of the tail comb and just sliced it right through, and I would have been done with it. After that, now I'm going to make my parts to do my box braid, my knotless box braid. I'm going to part down. So I'm going to do a brick layered parting, meaning the parts are going to look like bricks look on a wall, where the lines aren't like lined up right on top of each other, but they're brick layered, where the lines is like in between bricks. Okay, so I'm gonna do my parts the same way. And then the same thing with this section. I'm gonna put a little bit of the shining jam there, and then take my comb and slice it once more, just to make sure that my part is straight and clean. Okay, so once I'm done with that, I'm gonna make sure I put this here out of the way. It's not really in my way right now, but just to ensure that it's definitely not in my way, I'm going to clip that off to the side with a scrunchie. Then what I'll do is I'll take my shining jam and apply the shining jam to the root and the edges all around my hair, around the roots and the edges. Okay, and the reason for that is because you want because this is a knotless box braid. With knotless box braids, they tend to get frizzy and loose faster because you're starting to braid off with your own hair. So you want your own hair to be laid down nicely before you start braiding it. So then what we're going to do is take 3 pieces of hair, right? Like a regular braid, like a regular box braid. And you're going to go 1, 2, and 3, right? Then you're going to take those pieces of hair and start feeding them into your hair. You go onto the pointy finger with 1 piece, onto the pointy finger with another piece, right? And then onto your pointy finger with another piece. And then the 4th piece. And as you add the hair, as you feed the hair into the braid, you can see the braid getting thicker and thicker. And this is the 5th and final strand of hair that you're feeding in to your hair for your knotless box braid. And then you're just going to keep braiding all the way down until you get to the end of the hair. Now, if you don't want your braids this long, do not buy the hair this long, because it is an absolute headache to have to cut this hair. It just doesn't look as natural with this pre-stretched hair. What I love about it is that the ends of the hair, it looks really nice and stretched out and just more natural looking, as opposed to cutting it and having that blunt look on the ends. I just think that blunt cut on the ends of braids it just doesn't look good to me. I can't really explain it, but it's a different look when you cut the hair on the ends versus just letting the ends stay the way they are and then dipping them in the hot water like I'm going to do at the end of braiding my hair. So I'm going to braid it all the way down to the ends. not all the way down to the very end, because I like to leave a little hair out to, once I dip it, it just has a nice look to me. And then this is my knotless box braid. You see how there's no knot? It's just like a flat braid. You see? And the best part about a knotless box braid is less tension on your hair. And with less tension, that means less pulling. So that's the beauty in it. That's the beauty in wearing knotless box braids. The only downside is that they don't last as long as a regular box braid, for the simple fact that you're starting the braid off with your own hair. So I was going to make this 3 braids, but it looks like I can make it 2 braids and it'll be just fine. And so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put my Shining Jam on the roots of my hair. Once again. And then I'm going to section out 5 more thin pieces of the braiding hair. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. And now let's begin the braid. Three sections, right? 3 sections. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to continue the rest of this, and I'll be back once I'm finished with the rest of these braids. And when I come back, I'm going to show you guys how I dip the braids. And I will be back. And I'm almost done. Hey, hey. So I got 2 more braids to do, guys. That's it. What do you all think so far? And then once I'm done, I'm going to dip it in the hot water, which I should have had boiling right now, but I don't. Yeah. Yeah. Let's get this next braid. We got 2 more braids to do. And then we are all done. Y'all see it? Two. I'm still working with 5 strips of hair per bundle. Okay. It is over. It is over. It is over. It is over. OVA. Over. Okay, so the final step is for me to dip it in some scorching hot water. So this part right here, you gotta be really careful. Y'all see how steamy that water is? You gotta be super, super careful. I got it in this bowl. I got a towel sitting on my lap. braids are all done. And then what I do is I take the towel, right? And I put it inside of the hot water. I like to put it in the hot water. One end of it, and the other end, I take it and I roll it around so I can wring it out, right? And then I take the towel and I put it on top of my hair. Whew. That's just to make sure that all the braids are evenly covered with heat and all of that and all of that. All done. Let you guys see exactly how long they are. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Nice and long. And that's it for the braid video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you do me a favor and you hit that subscribe button. Tap that notification bell right next to it. Comment, share, and like this video. And as always, peace, love, and hair grease. Bye now.